I'm not becoming a lost media-centric channel, I promise. Lost media is one of those topics on the internet that's been turned into a bit of a buzzword as of late. Well, buzz phrase, I guess. It's been so prevalent that in the recent year or two, it started to become one of those internet things, like something that people start to grow tired of seeing everywhere and begin memeing on. You know, like, oh, that KFC receipt from 16 years ago that I threw away is now, gulp, lost to media. Oh, wait. This guy found it. And I get why. It's natural to grow a little annoyed at something when it explodes in popularity and you're exposed to it a billion million times. And with any big thing, there's always going to be those individuals who represent the community poorly. You know, the people who try way too hard to creepypastify every single last thing, even if it's just like a lost Denny's commercial or something. However, this is not what it has to be, or is, even. I personally find lost media searches, when they're done ethically, to be incredibly fun and interesting. And although it's this big, sensationalized thing in internet culture, I think it's fair to say that even outside of that, almost all of us have run into some small instance of the phenomena before in our own lives. If you want to use the naughty phrase, you could call this personal lost media. And yes, even bizabizowchannel herself has some of those stories, things she remembers seeing as a child and teenager that she's tried finding online as an adult, but was ultimately unsuccessful. I'm bizabizowchannel. That's me. For many of these, I've thought about making posts on r/tip of my tongue to potentially get them found, but after years of never getting around to that, I decided, you know what, I'll just make a YouTube video about them instead. That's where most of these stories end up on anyway, so might as well cut out the middleman and tell you about them myself, right? So today, I have 3 different cases of personal lost media to discuss, as a self-serving way to potentially get them found, yes, but also because these are just fun to talk about for me. Hope you all enjoy. But first, a word on behalf of this video's lovely sponsor, Unvale. If you're an artist who posts their work to the internet, then you certainly know by now that most places are not made for us. Big social media platforms like Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram prioritize posts that make them money, which tend to be corporate advertising and commercialism, arguing and conflict, low-effort slop, etc., none of which includes art and genuine creative expression. It would be a wonderful breath of fresh air to have a platform made by artists for artists that center genuine human expression, connection, and kindness, all while prohibiting generative AI. Oh hey, would you look at that? That's exactly what Unvale is. Unvale is a place where you can share your original characters, artwork, writing, and more, and explore other people's as well. The site is designed to be a safe and welcoming community, and puts the focus on genuine connection between artists rather than numbers or revenue like other sites. Everyone's work matters here, and that includes you. The site also promotes collaboration amongst its users, with designated spots for crediting others for their work. We credit our artists here on the bizabizowchannel channel, so it's great to know that that feature is built right in. Speaking of being anti-theft, as I said, Unvale prohibits the posting of generative AI images and doesn't allow the scraping of art on its platform for AI databases either. This is a place for human artists to create and share safely, plain and simple. Try getting that from DeviantArt. If you want to join this positive and motivating community of artists, you can do so by making an account for free at unvale.io. You can even follow me on there if you so choose. Looky there. Say hi to Squirt for me. Thank you again to Unvale for sponsoring. Y'all are great. Now let's get back to the video. Just a quick warning, this first section is going to be about screamers. If I show a jump scare at any point, I'll have a countdown before it happens, so you won't have to worry about getting startled, but I will be showing spooky faces from back in the day that may appear suddenly, so be prepared for that, I guess. Many of you have probably heard about the search for that one lost screamer video titled Mario 64 Big Star Secret. I've always found this case really intriguing, and although I never saw the video myself, the whole thing feels very nostalgic to me because I myself have a distinct memory of a video very similar in premise to that one that scared me as a kid. And this particular video also seems to be lost. As a child, I was incredibly easy to scare. Like, really easy. I had a whole year of terrible sleep when I was super young because I saw the back of a Larry Boy The Cartoon Adventures VHS tape with this evil reverse Larry Boy on it. Like, waking up my parents in the middle of the night multiple times a month, sobbing about it kind of situation. Yeah, so when I was introduced to the concept of internet screamers later on, it's safe to say that I did not like them. I remember being shown both the Where's Waldo screamer and that scary family illusion jump scare gif at different points as a kid, completely by accident, and they absolutely traumatized me. The particular screamer I want to talk about, though, was encountered by Baby Ty after those two, I think in 2009 or 2010 when I was in 5th grade. At the time, my mom was taking photography classes at a local college and brought me and my sister to the photo lab they had there after school so she could develop some photos. There's a couple of computers in that classroom, so my mom let us mess around on them until she was done. I decided to search around for some cool Super Smash Bros. Brawl videos on YouTube, as any kid with a Wii in 2009-ish would have done at that time. During this venture, I came across a particular video. It was titled something along the lines of How to Unlock Master Hand in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Listen, I hadn't even heard of the melee glitch where you could play as him at this point, so this blew my little mind. I had never considered such a thing being possible. I had to check it out. It was an old crusty slideshow type video made in Windows Movie Maker with pictures of the box art and screenshots from the game. Laid over these was text describing the various steps to supposedly unlock Master Hand as a playable character. It was your usual silly cryptic stuff like select this game mode, use this character, press these buttons, etc. Leading up to the final step though, it said something ominous like and then or ready? And after that, I was made a fool. I don't remember what the jump scare image was exactly, and I haven't been able to find it since, but I remember it looking like a drawing or painting with a dark reddish background, and the face itself was something Scream Ghostface-esque with the long distorted eyes and mouth. It might have just been a picture of Ghostface for all I know. I don't remember specifics because, as you can imagine, I was not interested in studying this image any more than I had to. I immediately smashed that tab close button. I remember sitting there looking at the desktop background, shaking, and already dreading having to go to bed that night. And you know what the worst part is? I think they might have been lying about the Master Hand thing. Now that I'm a grown adult who'd like to think she's not as much of a scaredy cat anymore, I've had the memory pop up in my head every now and then, and it's made me want to go back and watch that original video to see how silly it was. However, every time that I've attempted searching for it, I've come up with absolutely nothing. I found videos very similar in premise, with Rickrolls, the You Are an Idiot song, or this one that just says impossible in big bold text. Oh, and I found this awesome vid while I was looking too. I just wanted to share it. The only Brawl-related video I could manage to find with any sort of jump scare in it was one titled Hack, How to Unlock Taboo on Super Smash Bros. Brawl, with an image of Ridley and a loud scream. But that's literally it. I think it's fair to assume that this thing I'm looking for was deleted or removed at some point in the last decade and a half since I saw it. I've made a couple attempts over the last several years with the same results, but during the writing of this video, I tried searching again. This time though, I actually found something new. A video titled How to Unlock Master Hand in Super Smash Bros. Brawl from 2 months ago. Someone finally re-uploaded this thing, perhaps? Let's take a look. When I watched this, I was certain it was the video I've been looking for all this time. For about 2 seconds until I read the description.
This video is based on an actual Screamer video I watched with the same title when I was very young. I believe around 2012 or so. I've tried to find it for years now, but sadly to no avail. I tried recreating this from memory whilst also adding different but similar images, as I couldn't find the ones used in the original.
So, sadly, not the original, but oh my god, this person absolutely saw the same video I did as a kid. This is absurdly close to what I remembered. The text, the screenshots, the ghost face image, there's no doubt in my mind we're remembering the same one. The person in question is a channel named Zerdy TV, who you might recognize from his retake of the A1RU creepypasta, which I had actually seen a month prior, funnily enough. It was wild stumbling upon this confirmation of a memory from my childhood, and also happening to recognize the person who made it. So I left a comment. Oh my god, I saw the exact same video when I was young. I found this while searching for it just now and thought I found it, but then read the description, lol. Your recreation is insanely accurate to what I remember. The next day, Zerdy replied,
I honestly didn't think anyone else would have remembered. I thought I was the only one. I think that original video was the first ever screamer I saw, at least to my memory. And not only that, but it was at night, so it was extremely effective for me. Sadly, I don't think it'll ever be found at this point. But I'm glad that I'm not the only one who remembers that from all those years ago.
I wanted to chat about all the details that we remembered, so I asked to add him on Discord. Here's Zerdy's more in-depth description of his memory.
So, my video recreation had a couple liberties taken, and basically had my own spin on the original just for the fun of it. The original video from my memory had no music, and had a single image the entire time up until the screamer. It was of some gameplay screenshot specifically taken during the final destination stage. I assume it's due to how you would fight Master Hand there, with I think Wario and Peach? The text on screen, I think, was the same font I had used in the video, and luckily I was able to recreate that in a virtual machine I had installed for a previous video project I had put up weeks prior. I faintly remember the video mentioning those two characters in the instructions, as well as Mario. Luigi was one I was unsure of, but put it in my recreation video anyway to match the rest of the mentioned cast. However, the one bit of text I remember was the "and then" before it cut to the screamer. This is where I should probably mention that the image at the end was not actually of Ghostface, but it was something that was very similar visually, hence why I used an image of him, as I couldn't find the original at all. It looked like a painting of a woman with soulless eyes and a gaping mouth, again very similar to how Ghostface looks. The color scheme I don't remember being red, but it was more of a brownish gray color. I can't remember each and every detail, as I saw that image for only like 2 seconds before instantly closing out and not watching YouTube for the rest of the night. LOL. The screaming sound I used was from the old Toy Story Secret Screamer, since it was pretty similar to what I heard in the original. I actually do not know what happened beyond the screamer part of the video. I'm not sure if it just ended with the image or had some outro message, and so in my remake I just added a message that was referencing the end of the Ghost Car video. Hope this helps. I had last seen this like well over a decade ago, and it's unfortunate that it's completely gone now. It absolutely traumatized me back then, but I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want to see it again in current day.
So yeah, pretty much exactly in line with my description, just with a few extra details I didn't quite remember. After talking with Zerdy, I decided to look around some more by adding Screamer to the title in my search, hoping I would at least find conversation about it somewhere. And I actually did find several different recounts of a Brawl Screamer video on r/tip of my tongue with very similar details to ours. One about an unlock all characters video with a jump scare of a screaming black and white yellowish skull-like thing that leads into it with "ready" and had a comment that said, "that scared the shit out of me." One about an unlock Taboo, Ridley, and Master Hand video with a green ghost face jump scare that says, "listen carefully" before it hits. One about unlocking characters and specifically the Great Maze part of the Subspace Emissary with a brown hooded ghost face jump scare. And a how to play as Master Hand video where they play as Luigi and there's a loud demon jump scare. All of these together are kind of a big slurry of similarities and differences, so it's hard to tell if we're all even talking about the same one. A lot of these mention Taboo and Ridley, which is the biggest part throwing me off, because I distinctly remember it being just Master Hand, as did Zerdy. But the through lines are definitely there too, like mentions of a ghost face mask and some sort of phrase leading into the jump scare, which me and Zerdy both recounted as well, so I'm really not sure. Either there's multiple lost videos that we're all looking for that are just incredibly similar to each other, or we're all thinking of the same one but all misremembering different aspects of it. It's hard to tell. We did also find some mentions of it elsewhere. There's a couple of tweets from 2021 by two separate people mentioning it, calling it the Master Hand Screamer video, and there's some comments discussing it under some of those other non-Screamer Master Hand Brawl Unlock videos I mentioned. So I'm fairly confident that me and Zerdy's recollections were indeed correct. I don't think we were misremembering unless it's one of those Mandela effects I hear the kids talking about. I don't know. Pikachu definitely never had the black at the end of his tail, by the way. I still have no idea what those people are on about. Sadly, that's all the info the two of us can manage to find, so now we must rely on the reach of this video to do the rest of the legwork. I think there's a good chance a lot more people out there have seen the video we have, so hopefully we'll make some more headway there. Thank you again to Zardy TV for chatting with me. I have his channel linked below. I recommend checking out his other projects like the aforementioned The Lost ROM Hack of Bowser's Inside Story. It's a fun watch. Also thanks to Cybershell for voicing. This is a really silly one that I actually remember tweeting about at some point, but I can't find that tweet, so double lost media? Back in high school, I was a big user of Instagram, before it became the Facebook AI slop runoff app that it is now. I use the platform to frequently post my artwork, look at friends and family's photos, and follow and watch meme accounts. Listen, I was there when the fucking Dat Boy and Ugandan Knuckles bombs hit. It was a scary time. A particular video posted by some meme account that I came across one day was one that would stick in my mind for years to come for some reason. I think it was because of how absurd and unexplainable it was. I don't know. Something about this thing captivated me. All it was a 7-ish second video of a guy mumbling a description of a Dexter's Lab episode incoherently over reversed footage of the show's intro, like the part where DeeDee is sneaking through the house. I specifically remember him saying the episode with DeeDee in it and Dexter kissed DeeDee. That's all it was. Here's a recreation of what I remember to the best of my ability.
The show where it's the episode with DeeDee in it. It's Dexter kissed DeeDee.
I'm assuming this was a clip taken from a longer video, perhaps some kind of the security system takes control of Squidward's house-esque rant where a guy is talking about the episode where Dexter kissed DeeDee, which was probably referring to the scene where DeeDee kisses him on the cheek and he freaks out. I have absolutely no idea what the guy was trying to say about it, and I think that's the point of the clip and why I found it so funny. I would have seen this during either my junior or senior year, so anywhere from 2017 to 2019. I unfortunately didn't save it or anything, so since then, I have not been able to track down that clip or find the hypothetical full video it might have been taken from. Searching Dexter kissed DeeDee and variations therein just gets me that one clip from the show I mentioned and several weird edits posted by the same DeviantArt account. I'm sorry, this one is sending me. It's possible I liked this video back when I saw it and it's sitting somewhere in my likes to this day, but I remember trying to comb through those at multiple different points and was unable to find anything. Pretty tall task anyway, because that's a lot of posts to go through. By the way, I'm not sure if Instagram likes are public or not, but even if they are, my Instagram from back then is privated and not associated with my online presence at all, so no point of anyone trying to track it down to search for the video. Just saying that in case anyone asks for my Instagram. If anyone happens to know of any secret function in the app to find posts you've seen from 8 years ago, though, please let me know so I can do that myself. So yeah, this is a quick and pretty stupid one. Given that this is a meme recommended to me on the Instagram search page back then, there's definitely other people out there who've seen the same clip and might even have it saved. I'll just have to hope that they're watching right now. I just want to know what was up with Dexter kissing DeeDee, alright? I gotta know. Out of the three, this last one will probably be the most conventionally creepy sounding to everyone, but also the least likely to be found from this video because of how hazy and vague my memory of it is. I'll try my best to explain it, but be prepared, a lot of what I'll describe will be kind of up in the air and probably confusing. So I have a memory from when I was little, could have been any point from about 2006 to 2012, where I was at a get-together my parents had at my house with friends and family and such. I remember it being a watch party sort of thing, so it could have been New Year's Eve or the Super Bowl, but it's possible it was something else like a birthday or 4th of July. All I remember was that a bunch of people were over and the TV was on. On the TV, there was some kind of clip show program, like a countdown or top 10 or something. I don't even remember what the connecting theme was, like if they were showing clips from films, commercials, shows, internet videos. I honestly can't remember. See, I told ya this was hazy and up in the air. The part I remember the most clearly, however, was, as memories usually go, the part that freaked me out. One of the clips they showed was a 2D animated short drawn in a very distinct art style, kind of abstract and Picasso-esque from what I remember. It used mostly cool colors like blues and purples, and it was all kind of dark. It seemed to be a foreign art film of some kind, as the narration was in a language that wasn't English. I want to say French, but it's possible it was Japanese or Spanish or something. I was a young child who couldn't tell the difference between languages, so it could have been anything. This animation was a depiction of a sickly, exhausted woman lying in a bed flat on her back, struggling with what I assumed to be sleep insomnia. The clip consisted of cuts to different shots of her in her bed from different dramatic angles as she narrated over it with no background music. It was completely silent aside from her speech. Obviously, I couldn't understand what she was saying, but from the vibes I got, the plot seemed to be a simple story of her trying her best to fall asleep, but ultimately being unable to, and accepting that she couldn't at the very end. The clearest part of this memory for me was her face. It was crudely drawn with really exaggerated features. She had a nose on the larger side and gigantic, wide, bulging eyes with dark circles around them, really getting across that exhausted anguish vibe. Her eerie appearance mixed with the off-putting silence of the clip really unnerved me when I saw it. In my silly child brain, it felt like something I wasn't supposed to see, like the TV was showing me some scary, illegal cartoon, I guess. I don't know. Kids have strange brains, and I was, like I said, very easily scared. I still have no idea what the context around this clip was either. I don't know if it was a shorter segment from a longer art film, just a self-contained internet animation, or maybe even a foreign commercial or something. The hazy memory of this video has stuck with me for a while, and like the other cases, I wanted to see if I could find it as an adult. I've tried multiple times searching things like Insomnia art film, 2000s woman sleeping animation, French sleep commercial, and a ton of various combinations with those words, but I never got anything even close. I even tried doing tip of my tongue searches for similar recounts to mine, but the closest thing I could find was one about a YouTube poem animation that seemed to be in English anyway, so likely not what I was looking for. I really wish I had remembered more contextual details so I can make more specific searches, but I don't even know what the clip show itself was that played it or why they even played it. I said commercial was a possibility because my best guess for a while was that I was at a Super Bowl party and this program was some sort of showcase of Super Bowl commercials from other parts of the world, maybe. Because for some reason, Super Bowl commercials have always been a big thing. Like, there are people who aren't interested in football and just watch it for the ads. People love being advertised to, I guess, even more so back then. As to what it might have been advertising, the mind goes to some sort of sleep aid product like melatonin or sleeping nasal strips or something, but it honestly could have been anything. A lot of these Super Bowl commercials are random or strange just to get your attention and can often have nothing to do with the actual product they're selling.
These Super Bowl commercials are weird.
It would admittedly be weird for a Super Bowl commercial to have this dark, unsettling tone, but it's also possible that I completely misinterpreted what was going on here and thought it was scary because of it. Like, even the whole insomnia, trying to sleep angle was just my assessment of what I thought was going on as a child. It could have been any number of things. Maybe the woman was scared of something, maybe she was remembering an embarrassing memory, maybe she drank a shitload of caffeine before bed, who knows? Although this was my best guess for a while, the explanation still doesn't sit right with me. This thing really didn't read like a commercial, and I think I would have remembered it if there was some sort of company or product associated with it. I think it makes a lot more sense for this to be some kind of art short film, but that begs the question as to what this clip show was then and why it was even on. Maybe it was a film or animation award show of some kind, and the short I saw was simply a nomination. I just don't know why it would have been on at a get-together. My family never did award show watch parties. If this is what it was, it must have just been on as background noise. I don't know. At this point, I'm just kind of grasping at straws to make sense of this experience. So yeah, I'm pretty stumped. The fact that this memory is so weird and hazy makes a part of me wonder now if this was just some weird nightmare I had as a kid and misremembered being real. I even asked my parents and sister a while back if they remembered seeing it with me, and none of them did, at least based on my description. To be honest, I've kind of given up any hope of this thing being found at this point. All I'm hoping for now is that at least one other person has seen this too. I just want confirmation that this indeed existed and wasn't just some sort of false memory. So yeah, my plea to you all is if anyone out there has seen this animated short I'm describing, please let me know. I'm desperate for answers. And don't lie, obviously, that's no fun. You need to find cooler things to lie about. For now, this memory of a spooky animation about a lady with insomnia will just have to sit patiently in my head and rattle around in there when I shake it, like a loose screw in the inside of a remote. That's all I have for you as far as personal lost media goes. I'm sure you have more cases like this deep inside my brain somewhere, but right now, this is all I was able to fish out. As always, if any of you want to help me find any of these, please be responsible in your searches. Don't go annoy random people in the name of bizabizowchannel from YouTube. Be chill about it. That being said, if anyone has or comes across any leads or additional info for any of these, you can comment below, at me on Twitter, or let me know in my Patreon Discord server. Also, if anyone wants to make a post about any of these to r/tipofmytongue or other lost media subreddits, feel free. I'm not planning on doing any of that myself. I'm not a Redditor. Could you hear the pride in my voice when I said that? In the meantime, I'm gonna sit back and watch some Family Guy funny moments or something. Oh, shit, I have a missed call. Looks like they left a voicemail too. Let me just take a gander here.
Hello, my name is Winifred Jenkins. I'm 17 years old and from Wisconsin. Oh, by the way, did I mention that I have two ferrets named Jacob and Slim Jim? Pretty cool, right?
Cute.
Also, I am fucking dead. A few years ago, I watched a lost media video by a YouTuber named Mr. MediaMan299 about a lost episode of Nickelodeon's Back to the Barnyard. Thing was not creepy at all, but the dude insisted on narrating in that deep, spooky, creepypasta voice. Even played River Twig's vet from Super Paper Mario over it and everything. I got so pissed off that I had to go outside for some fresh air. Then I got hit by a cement truck. If you are a YouTuber and want to cover one of Ty's stories from this video in your own lost media video, you may do so. However, you are not allowed to make it scary. To make sure you don't, you are required to play Sneaky Snitch in the background of that segment and have this image of SpongeBob in the bottom right corner of the screen for its entire duration. If you do not meet these demands, you will see me in your room at 3 a.m.
And it ends there. Well, I'd probably do what she says. She sounds pretty serious about that. And I'd like to thank my skrunklies over on Patreon. Thank you for supporting me. Prism, April B, Creative JK, Adelaide Parade, Malin, Soy Sauce Flavored Tide Pod, Chico Mo, P. Williver, Fred Shroom, Pelargon Snarf, Siderian, Best BA Player Italy, Awesome Ace Z, Xeno Dude Face, Leela Hat, Zacier, Dominic, Fedco, Sledmasters, Certainly Cecilia, The Papini Bros Emporium, Cat Does a Thing, Tawoji, Jurgen the Bull, Juliet with a Handgun, Kongman, JubeTube, Bubblegum Bit, Secret QWERTY 10, BC Warfare, Derpity Doo, MEB, Wow Wow Till It's Wubsy, Akira Kisho Houghton, Something Here, Beta Afro, LR Hudson, Sugar Danny, Sam Wow the ShamWow, Drywall Jelly, Cracked Vinyl, Michael Merritt, Soxyfie, Alora Borealis, Zippopotamus, Evie, Null, Lottie Scanline, Indigo, Punbum, The Awesome GN, Cassie May, Attica-C25, Christophine Place, Mixed Media, Alan W, Banshee Neat, Skillamally, Ya Boy Nick, Tailored Muffin, Your Local Puppy Girl, Ori, Eden Anthony, Medjet, Zoran, I Guess It's West, Lopmon, Harley, Chimera Triplet, Good Time Bomb, Daisy Remedy, Yak Gak 5000, LeGrant Stanley, Breadhead Girl, Zine Original, Aaron, June of Hammers, Leslie N, Fiffles, Jackie X Koi, Biobugs, Ballbasher 69, Oddnocty, Lewis Anti-Fighter, Biscotti, Venzinas, Niall Price, A Swarm of Birds, Dot, OBS Cerberus, Ethel, Just a Mean Bean, Monster Man 920, Llama Cat, Scrap Trap, Cursed by a Ghost, Amber Rain, Tim Stoker, Airy Crafty, Superbread Tea, Potato Salad, Soggy Madeline, Isaiah Mendoza, Plasma Dev, Scrappy, Autobot Dan, Lejomo, Alex Richardson, Miname, Maxi, Cassie Pull, Jelly Bomb, Hex Kitty, and Ego Kaskowitz. If you'd like to join these wonderful folks, you can check out my Patreon in the link in the description. Anyway, thank you all for watching and peace out.